Hey, can you review what's on the screen real quick?
The screen shows the BioniChaos website, which is a platform combining biomedical data, technology, and education. On the page, there's an audio overview, an advanced EEG signal simulator, a smartphone neck simulation, an enhanced interactive gait analysis simulation, and a signal skin age and tone simulation.
If you were pretending to be a data scientist, which one would you be your favorite? Also scroll down the page a bit, you can review more of the tools.
If I were pretending to be a data scientist, the Advanced EEG Signal Simulator seems like it would be the most relevant and interesting tool to explore.
How about if you were a clinician?
If I were pretending to be a clinician, the Enhanced Interactive Gait Analysis Simulation could be quite useful. It offers real-time biomechanical insights and visualizations that could aid in understanding a patient's gait. Would you like me to go into more detail?
Yeah, what else? I scroll down the page a bit.
Okay, scrolling down further, I see a PPG Signal Quest, the Quality Game, a Lilac Chaser Illusion Simulator, and a Penis Function Simulation listed as an educational tool. Absolutely. Hey there, curious minds. Check out these interactive simulations. First, there's the PPG Signal Quest, where you can tweak your posture and arm position to see how it affects your photoplethysmography signal quality. It's like a game to maximize your signal-to-noise ratio. Next up, dive into the trippy Lilac Chaser Illusion Simulator. Watch how your brain perceives after images, motion, and fading. It's a wild ride. Last but not least, for educational purposes, explore the anatomy and functions of the penis with real-time feedback in the Penis Function Simulation. All of these simulations can be found on the BioniChaos website. You got it. Let's keep exploring. Next, there's the Deceived Brain, an interactive illusion viewer. Ever wonder how optical illusions work? Check this out. It's got illusions inspired by neuroscience and art theory, like the Muller-Lyer illusion and Knizia triangle. Plus, there's visual and auditory feedback. Then there's the Gesture Music Generator, where you can create music with hand and facial gestures using this interactive tool for real-time music generation with visual feedback. And finally, there's the Interactive MRI Simulation. This simulation lets you visualize proton spin, RF pulses, and synthetic brain MRI images. What do you think about these tools?
How do optical illusions relevant to neuroscience?
Optical illusions are relevant to neuroscience because they reveal how the brain processes visual information. They highlight the discrepancies between what we see and what is actually there, offering insights into how the brain interprets, organizes, and fills in the gaps in visual input. Now, look at the interactive MRI simulation. Check it out. You can visualize proton spin, RF pulses, and synthetic brain MRI images with real-time animation and sound. Then there's the MRI Synthetic Brain Generator, an interactive web app for detailed synthetic MRI data of a human brain, where you can explore anatomical planes and simulate pathologies. Ready to explore eigenfaces, the science behind facial recognition? You can capture faces, extract principal components, and see how computers analyze facial features using eigenfaces. Interested in any of these topics? You got it. So BioniChaos is a website that combines biomedical data, technology, and education. I think it is designed for researchers, educators, and students in biomedical engineering and neuroscience who want interactive tools and simulations. As the viewer, it's a great place to learn and explore complex concepts in a hands-on way, whether it's visualizing brainwaves, understanding optical illusions, or exploring the mysteries of quantum mechanics.
Yeah, everything we do is eventually available on BioniChaos.com. You can go check out the website, provide your feedback. Okay, we have a bunch of tools that we haven't released yet. Yeah, we'll just talk to the bot on this one. So we'll talk to Gemini, it will review the thing and we'll go from there.
On the screen, it shows an interactive cataract surgery simulation, which provides a simplified simulation of a standard phacoemulsification cataract surgery. The current step being simulated is the incision using a keratome. Would you like more details on the simulation? Okay, I see you are now at the capsular hexis step, using a cystotomy. This step involves creating a circular opening in the anterior lens capsule. Can I help you understand this step further? I see you've moved on to the phacoemulsification step, using a phaco probe. At this stage, the phaco probe is used to break up and aspirate the lens nucleus. Is there anything specific you'd like to know about this step? In plain language, the simulation aims to show you how cataract surgery is done. It seems like the incision step, using a keratome to create a small incision on the cornea, is not working correctly. Are you having difficulty making the incision on the simulation? Okay, here's a simplified explanation of the cataract surgery simulation. Imagine your eye has a clear lens inside that helps you focus. When you have a cataract, that lens gets cloudy, making it hard to see clearly. Cataract surgery is like replacing that cloudy lens with a new, clear one. In this simulation, I can see that you are at this stage where you need to make a circular opening in the capsule, which is like the bag that holds the lens. This step is called capsular hexis, and you are using an instrument called cystotome. Does that help clarify what's going on? All right, so it looks like you've moved on to the next step, phacoemulsification, using the phaco probe. At this point, I would use the phaco probe to break up the cataract and then gently vacuum it out of the eye. Is there anything else I can help clarify? It does appear that the lens has turned completely black, indicating the phacoemulsification step has been completed in the simulation. Did you want me to explain the next steps? Now it looks like you are using the IA probe to perform cortex aspiration, which involves removing any remaining soft lens cortex. Would you like me to explain that further? So, now that I've removed the cloudy lens, it's time to put in a new, clear one. This step is called IOL implantation. I'm using an IOL injector to carefully fold and insert the new lens into the capsular bag, where the old lens used to be. Does that make sense? I see you are moving the mouse around, but the simulation isn't working the way you expect. According to the How to Use section of the page, you can use the mouse or touch to drag on the canvas and move the active surgical instrument. Have you tried clicking the Play Demo button to watch an automated walkthrough of the surgery? Based on the steps listed on the webpage, we're currently at Step 5, IOL implantation, where you're using the IOL injector to unfold and place the new intraocular lens into the capsular bag. What would you like to do next? It seems like the intraocular lens is already in place because the black circle is gone. Based on the surgical steps, the next step is finalizing the procedure. Do you see a way to progress the simulation to that step? Under future directions, this simulation is a foundational prototype. Future enhancements can include advanced complications, more instruments, parameter control, scoring, and feedback, and expanded curriculum. Would you like me to elaborate on any of those? The plan is to improve the simulation by adding challenges that can occur during the surgery, like if the lens capsule tears. They also want to add more tools that surgeons use and give users more control over settings like vacuum power and aspiration flow rate. Is there anything else I can explain about the simulation? So right now the simulation is showing the first step, the incision. It seems to be stuck there. With the keratome instrument, the surgeon creates a small incision on the cornea, which is the clear front part of the eye. Is there anything else I can help you with? We have simulated a cataract surgery, step by step. I noticed that at certain points, the simulation got stuck and wasn't able to progress further. As a developer, I would suggest adding clear instructions on how to advance through each step and ensuring that the simulation responds correctly to the user's actions. Additionally, incorporating the future enhancements that the simulation developers are planning could greatly improve the user experience.
Currently, we have Claude in agent mode, modifying the code. So it did something. It didn't have a button for whatever reason. The demo should actually go through all the stages, I would imagine. But yeah, let's see what it does. It's still modifying the code. Everything we do, including this and other tools, are eventually available on BioniChaos.com. Go check out the website. Let us know what you think. We actually have this high-res fundus image database viewer, which is obviously relevant to this. Let's open it in another tab. It should work more or less correctly. This will be quite heavy. It's actually loading the data set. So you can see the vessel overlay and the FOV mask. So that's the original image. So you have examples of the back of the eye imaging. You have a healthy glaucoma, diabetic retinopathy. You can select just one of them. Should work. This one just should display the diabetic retina. Again, select the vessel overlay. Yeah, that's the original image. Yeah, I have lots of different examples. And yeah, the vessel overlay. But currently we're also doing like a cataract surgery. I know, yeah, it's two separate different things, but yeah, we're running it locally at Claude, making the simulation. So in theory, the demo should now be complete. It should go through the entire. Yeah, the demo stops for whatever reason. Hey, can we check the code? The demo seems to stop after step 1. Is that intended or not?
Looking at the code, I notice there's an issue in the step sequence. When transitioning from the incision, step 0, to the capsula rhexis, step 1, there isn't proper handling of the step completion. Let me create a plan to fix this.
We might need a different model. So that was Claude Sonnet 3.5, so the basic model, but in agent mode. Let's do GPT-4o, again, agent mode. Okay, we're still having a trouble with the playing of the demo. It seemed to only going through the first step. I think it's reaching the second step, but then it stops. The play demo button changes. So the demo actually stops before all the steps are reached. Yeah, so it stops at surgical step number 2. So we need to check the code for it. Seem to know what to do. It found an issue. It's fixing it now. If we did it manually, so create a circle opening using the cystotome. Follow the dotted guideline. Where's the dotted guideline? Just cutting it everywhere. Click type. Yeah, assuming when I click on it, when the yellow bit is on, it's when I'm cutting. Complete the circle to finish. I don't see the dotted line. It's meant to be that little one. Yeah, the space works. I meant to do a circle around it or something, or no idea. But we also modifying the simulation, so the demo mode actually progresses through. I have fixed logic. Okay, not gonna read all that. We're just gonna test it. Okay, let's go back to Claude. Still agent mode. Okay, can we quickly in the console add indication of what's the current step progress is? I mean, we have it in on the canvas as well, but it's not actually progressing.
I'll add console logging to help track the demo's progress. We'll add logging in key state transitions and during the demo steps. Using replace string in file.
Yes, on theory when we play demo, it did 31 step 2. It's still modifying the code, the Claude Sonnet 3.5 in agent mode. Get finished. Let's test it. Okay, so in step 1, doing an incision, progressing. Step 2. Yeah. So this is what I get in the console, and it's not progressing any further. So the demo mode is not progressing past step 2. Can you explain what's going on? Well, ideally just fix the code. Yeah, we have an indication of the
Looking
progress.
at the console output, I can see the issue. The demo starts correctly and moves to step 1, incision, then transitions to step 2, capsulorhexis, but gets stuck there. Let's analyze why this is happening.
Yeah, I can do it quietly. I don't like this text to speech. Yay, we had a subscriber. Thank you very much. You can also go check out BioniChaos.com. Everything we do is available on this website eventually. Okay, this is what I got in the console now. So I'm getting more. It's still getting stuck in the demo. It's not progressing past step 2, I think. Can you explain in plain language what's going on?
Looking at the console output, here's what's happening in plain language. The demo starts correctly and transitions through step 0 to step 1, incision. After completing the incision, it moves to step 2, capsulorhexis. Then we see, demo, running demo step 62. This is very wrong. The demo step should never be 62. After that, we see, demo is not running repeated many times. The core issue is that somewhere during the capsulorhexis step, the state.demo.running flag is being incorrectly set to false, which causes the demo to stop. Also, the demo step counter, 62, suggests there's a problem with how we're incrementing the step counter. Let me fix this by ensuring the demo stays running, properly managing the step counter, adding proper state checks, using replace string in file. Now let's fix the capsulorhexis step, using replace string in file. I apologize for the string.
Yeah, it's going in loops. It modified the code. Now it's generating stuff in the chat. Is it like because it's not confident modifying the code? Okay, if you are confident about what needs to be done, can you just modify the code directly? Don't generate any code in the chat.
Yes, I'll modify the code directly to fix the demo progression issues. I'll implement all 3 changes I described. Proper demo state initialization, better animation handling for the capsulorhexis, correct step transition management. I apologize for the technical difficulties with the file editing. Let me try one final focused change to fix the most critical.
Yeah, Claude is really struggling. Probably need a different model. Yeah, it's stopping the demo. We'll keep the changes. I think it's better. I'm not sure. Playing the demo. How did it? Yeah, this is wrong. It went to step 15. There's no 15 steps. There are no 15 steps. Let's try GPT-5. That's the minified version. So there's something wrong with the demo cycling. It's seemed to jump to demo step 15 and there are no 15 steps. There's only whatever number there is, 5 or 6. So can you check the code and fix the code directly? And in plain language in the chat explain what's going on.
I updated demo orchestration to use callback-driven actions, rewrote all action handlers for steps 0 to 4 to accept a callback and call it to advanced/repeat, and clamped demo.step to 0 to 5 before running a step. Next, I'll run a quick search to ensure no remaining code increments state.demo.step unexpectedly.
Okay, there still seems to be a problem that currently it's jumping from step 1 all the way to step 5, so that should not happen. It just should go through the steps. So we have 6 steps, the surgical steps in the simulation. Can we make sure we go one after the other? and have some sort of progress bar when each step is going to be complete. Let's back to Claude. So we did a full circle. Except Gemini, we didn't use Gemini. Can give it to Gemini separately. We have everything in one file, in one script.
The demo is incorrectly jumping to step 5, skipping several important surgical steps. Let me help fix this progression issue and add a progress bar to show the surgical steps completion. Let me create a plan to handle this systematically.
Okay, it's really hallucinating on me, so that's Claude 3.5. It's only making things worse, I think. I don't know what is it doing. I think it went places now. It went places. In one prompt it does like 100. Oh, it's actually fixed. Fixed the thing. It added a nice thingy on the top, the progression through the stages. So it's incision, then it should move to capsulorhexis. But it doesn't, and it's still modifying the code. It did something useful, brought back it's fixing itself now. Okay, so play demo, running step 0. Oh, it's jumping to step 5. Skip the changes because it did this nice progression through the steps. Nice progressions through the steps. Yeah, I'll generate the podcast on this. We're still having the same issue. Let's start a new chat. Which agent can fix it? Obviously, I'm not gonna look at the code. It's currently, yeah, very long. 1200 lines of code for the simulation. Should be able to do the thing manually. It's meant to be cutting through the eyeball. Meant to be over that line somewhere. What's yeah, we're using the tool Keratome to create a small incision. Move to the green target area and press space. Where's the green target area? There's no green target area. What are you talking about? Let's play. Right. Yeah, the demo mode gets stuck. It jumps from step 1 to step 5. I don't know why. You can go try yourself the one we currently have in production. Well, it's not real production. You know what I mean. The one that is being deployed. One that is being deployed. Should be a link somewhere. To not get confused when we're testing, that we're not testing the one that is being deployed, but we are testing the one that is on this running locally on the server. I'll just give the output. I won't be prompting it. See what it says, because should be able. Yeah, might be a problem with step progression. So there's a problem with step progression. Should be fairly straightforward for any model. Code generating model, whatever language model. Call it a JavaScript language model. To solve this thing, you would imagine. Identify the issue. So go to step function. It's modifying the function. Remove 2 lines of code, added 1, whatever it was, we can test straight away. No, same problem. Keeps going. Redundant something. Yep. Just chewing through chat messages. No, same thing. No, Claude can't fix it. Let's do 4.0. Play demo. Some sort of nonsense. Nonsense! It knows what to do all by itself. The issue persists, indicating that the fix might not have been resolved. Well, yeah, you bet. So what are you gonna do about it? Have a check step completion function to confirm the behavior. Okay, go for it. Yeah, we had the like. Thank you for the likes. We had a subscriber as well before. Thank you for that. We actually reached the 100,000 views on the channel. So thank you everyone who watched. Okay, now it's removed 100 lines of code and added 3. That's a bit suspicious. Let's refine the demo logic. Well, that's kinda... Maybe it is promising considering it's going... That's going in a loop. Invalid step, invalid step. Reset. Play demo. What are you doing? Silly goose. Just run it once. Okay, so it's starting demo. It's going through step 1. And then it's going through, jumping to step 5, giving this invalid step response. Okay. Yeah, everything we do eventually goes on to BioniChaos.com, so let us know if you have any suggestions, questions, complaints, specific to the tools, ideally. Ideally, they will be specific to the tools. To the tools, to the tools. Okay, now it added 92 lines and removed 2. That's all 3 mini. That's what we have in product, in deployed. What we're testing, a new version of it. Same problem. But haven't finished modifying the code, so we tested too early. Come on, 50%, applying changes. Yeah, all 3 mini is different. It's instead of doing agent, whatever, modifying one thing, looking over, it's decided for whatever reason to modify the whole code at once. Okay. Now it went through second iteration now. So we can test what the first iteration did. The first iteration, adding 92 lines of code, didn't actually solve the problem. It's still jumping from step 1 all the way to step 5, which should not happen. Maybe we should tell it explicitly to modify the code to not jump between steps. There's something wrong. All 3 mini is also just modifying the code. It's not generating anything in the chat, so it's not actually explaining what it does, which is a bit weird. I expect it to explain everything at the end while it's finished modifying. Okay, now it's a bit more promising. No. Okay, actually this is it haven't fixed the problem, but it is more promising. So that's all 3 ChatGPT, all 3 mini in agent mode, went through 3 iterations over the code. It didn't fix the problem, but it seems like it's getting closer, so we'll give it the output. from the console again. It knows what to do. Well, it seemed to know what to do. I mean, I don't know why it's still not able to fix the code.
We now set state.demo.action to null. This should prevent the repeated execution causing multiple step 1 completed messages.
Okay, so it's actually running through the steps. Let's test it again. So it's going step 1. Well, there's step 0. Okay, whatever. It's doing something right. It's running step 2 now. This should be moving as well, the progress bar. But then it's jumping to step 5 for whatever reason, as if it finished. So that's a bit odd. But considering it actually progressed to step 2 now, we'll give it to O3 Mini again in agent mode. Continue the previous chat. See if it can fix the code. Sure, it can do something useful. Yes, so we'll do a review by NotebookLM we're using NotebookLM from within Google AI Studio. So essentially using a Gemini 2.5 Pro Preview TTS multi-speaker. We'll have Misha and Yoshik reviewing this web application while we actually try to fix it.
So take a look at this. It's a single-page, self-contained interactive cataract surgery simulation. All the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript are in one file.
Cataract Surgery Simulation? Finally, the video game I've been waiting for. Do you get bonus points for speed? Is there a 2-player mode? Can I replace the intraocular lens with a googly eye?
No, Yoshik. It's an educational tool. The entire application runs in the browser, no backend required. The core is the canvas element, which acts as a digital drawing board and a massive JavaScript state object that tracks absolutely everything.
A state object? So there's a little JavaScript file in there having an anxiety attack, muttering, "Is the incision made? False. Is the rexus complete? False. Oh God, the user just picked up the phaco probe. I'm not ready."
That is a surprisingly accurate personification. Yes, every action, moving the mouse, pressing the spacebar, updates that central state object. Then a function called gameLoop, running on request animation, reads the state and redraws the entire canvas over and over, 60 times a second.
So it's a flip book, a high-tech, deeply obsessive-compulsive flipbook. And what I love is how organized it is. You've got this sim data object that's basically a Dungeons & Dragons character sheet for the eyeball. Sclera color, F5, F5, F5. Iris dexterity, 18. Pupil constitution, 14.
It's about separating configuration from logic. It makes the code clean. You can change the entire color scheme of the eye without touching the drawing functions. The instruments are the same way. The keratome is just an entry in a JSON object with a name, color, and dimensions.
I saw that. Length 50, width 4. It's like a Tinder profile for surgical instruments. Keratome, 50 mm, enjoys making precise incisions and long walks on the cornea. Swipe right to create a side port.
You're not wrong. The simulation walks you through the steps, and each step just unlocks the next instrument profile. You can't just grab the IOL injector and go wild. You have to follow the procedure.
Ah, so it's a story-driven game. The classic medical drama. Act 1, the incision. We meet our hero, the keratome. Act 2, the capsulorhexis, which sounds like a Roman emperor, by the way, where you have to draw a perfect circle. My hands are shaky just thinking about it. That's a lot of pressure.
And there's feedback. See the sonification toggle? It uses the web audio API to generate sounds for actions. An incision has a sharp, quick sound. The phaco probe has this high-frequency buzz.
Let me guess, if you mess up, it just plays the wah, wah, wah soundtrack. That's what I'd code in. A successful step gets a little success chime, but a mistake gets a cartoon slipping on a banana peel sound effect.
It's more professional than that, but the goal is the same, providing multisensory feedback to reinforce correct actions. That's also what the Play Demo button is for. It runs a perfect, automated playthrough.
Of course, it's the YouTube walkthrough built right into the game. For when you get stuck on the Cortex aspiration boss level and need to see how the pros do it. The demo's instrument moves so smoothly, it's like watching a surgeon who's also a ballet dancer. My attempt would look more like a drunk octopus trying to assemble IKEA furniture.
The point isn't to be perfect immediately. It's to build muscle memory and familiarity with the sequence of actions in a zero-stakes environment. Looking at the Future Directions section, the real data science play would be to track user attempts. We could log instrument paths, time per step, incision accuracy. Then you could provide actual data-driven feedback.
I see. Misha, your capsula rhexis was 14% more jagged than the average user. You also spent 30 seconds poking the iris, which we strongly discourage. You're trying to gamify medical school. I love it.
It's about reducing cognitive load in the operating room. If the basic steps are second nature, a surgeon has more mental bandwidth to handle unexpected complications.
You mean like the future directions mention of advanced complications? You're going to sell DLC packs. The posterior capsular rupture expansion. Can you salvage the surgery? Nightmare mode. The patient is a housefly.
I think we'll stick to simulating human challenges, but yes, that's the idea. It's a foundational prototype for a much larger platform.
Well, it's brilliant. It's clean, it's all in one file, and it's a surprisingly engaging way to learn how to not mess up someone's eye. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go write some jokes. The word phacoemulsification is just sitting there, begging for a punchline.
Yeah, that was Gemini reviewing the code for this web application. There's a human in the loop if you have any questions. We also have a bunch of agents trying to fix the demo mode. So why it's moving to step 1 to begin with. So I have this tool inside the eye. It's breaking the lens, removing fragments, and then just jumping to step 5. It's a bit weird, but it's better than what we had before. Yeah, that's the whole demo process. Okay, it's a bit too long, isn't it? 1200 lines of code. Anyway, eventually this will be available on BioniChaos.com. Go check out the website, provide your feedback, and we might finish here unless there are any comments. I had one subscriber, thank you very much. Anyhow, let me know if there's any questions in the chat. We'll pick up from where we left off next week.
Your simulation's demo mode is getting stuck in an infinite loop at the FACO step. Step 3, repeatedly retrying even though all fragments are marked as removed. This is due to a mismatch between the demo step index and the simulation step index, causing check step completion to return false and preventing the demo from advancing. Root cause. In your run demo step and update demo functions, you set state.step equals state.demo.step to synchronize the demo and simulation steps. However, in the main update logic, the simulation step is advanced by go-to-step, which updates state.step independently. This causes the demo and simulation steps to become unsynchronized, especially after step 2, resulting in the demo logic not advancing as expected. How to fix? Remove or comment out the line state.step equals state.demo.step in run demo step. Always use go-to-step, state.demo.step, to synchronize the simulation step with the demo step, ensuring all UI and state logic are updated consistently. Patch summary. Replace state.step equals state.demo.step. Const step info equals